Hello everybody, how's it going? It's your boy, it is Snake Martin, and I'm back with another video for you. Today, I thought I would go into a little deep dive into what my thoughts were at the Game Awards this year. So the Game Awards is something that has happened for the last 10 years. They actually celebrated their 10th anniversary this year. And Jeff Keighley, bless him, who started the whole thing, he's a big part of my life, I guess, going all the way back to when I used to watch him on game trailers, and he was the voice of all of the reviews pretty much on there. So this was a big event for them, and they did not spare any expense because it looked like they pumped a lot of money into it. I mean, I think they started off with a Harrison Ford appearance, which was crazy, to be fair. I never thought I'd see him at one. And it is kind of like the Oscars of video games, I think, the Game Awards. And this year was a lot better, I think, than last year. And I think it is important that these Game Awards do happen because it really does showcase the games that we play each year, and it does kind of give a lot of the game makers that we don't really kind of acknowledge, I think, in the same ways as we would films and actors and artists and musicians and things like that. I think it's really good to kind of put a face sometimes to the games that we play because they are made by people, and I think that's something that we do sometimes forget. This was much better this year because they had a voice, they had a lot more time to give speeches. I don't think I heard the play them off keyboard cat music. In some of the awards, I think it was a bit of a surprise, kind of. I know Astrobot, I think, cleaned up a lot of the awards. I think they won 4, and then Metaphor Refantasio, I don't know how to say it, it's really hard. That won 3, I believe. I think they were the big winners of the night. I'm glad the awards went the ways that they did. I thought pretty much every winner actually was well deserved. I didn't really feel opposed or felt wronged, like, oh, that was the wrong choice or anything like that. I actually thought it was very well done across the board, which is great. The worries that I had of like a DLC or a remake winning Game of the Year didn't happen, which is kind of good. And yeah, overall, I thought it was a great show. I want to go into some of the announcements though. I don't really want to talk too much about the awards so much, especially Game of the Year, because I want to do my own list very soon. So let's look at the actual announcements and what really got me going, because there was a few that were quite a big surprise. We all knew that Naughty Dog were going to be making a sci-fi game. Naughty Dog, I think, are some of the best developers. Personally, I think they tell the greatest stories, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I love games, is I love the stories that we get told via the medium. And they announced something that looked insane, and you could tell. As soon as they announced it, I thought this is either going to be Santa Monica Studios with Cory Barlog, because I know he's doing a sci-fi game supposedly, or it was going to be Naughty Dog. You could tell by the faces. I don't know, Naughty Dog does faces, I think, better than pretty much everyone. I don't know how they do it. I think it's motion capture, but it's something else to it. I have no idea, but it's incredible. It just looked so interesting. Like, it really captivated me. Very Akira, I would say. It was very Akira, but in space. And it just looked so good. I'm talking about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Quite a mouthful, but really interesting. It had a lot of product placements. It had Adidas, Porsche, Sony, obviously, the Pet Shop Boys, where it actually showed the single as well, which was a bit strange. I don't know how I feel about product placement in games. I kind of like it. It makes it relatable. It almost feels like a bigger deal sometimes. We've seen it before in Death Stranding, right, with the monster product placement. It felt very strange in that game, personally. It's like kind of like, you know, post-apocalyptic, yet monsters running a great time there. It felt weird. This feels a bit more, I guess, normalized in this world. Obviously, these corporations still exist, and I think it does kind of ground it in reality, which is quite interesting. But enough about the product placement. The game itself, the story seemed very exciting. You play as this, what seems to be a bounty hunter, who's, I mean, it looks like they're gunning for a family of 5. The thing that got me the most excited, though, on top of it being Naughty Dog, I love The Last of Us, I love Uncharted, I love Jak and Daxter, I love Crash Bandicoot. I love them all. I don't think there's a game I haven't liked by them, and that's not just me being a fanboy here. I mean, I probably am, but I really, really do like the Naughty Dog games. But the thing that really got me going in terms of actors, so they definitely have got actors on this one. It's not just randos kind of, they're using faces of people that we know, which is kind of bridging the gap between kind of what Kojima does, bridging the gap between acting, TV, film, and games, which is interesting. But there was one face that really got me excited, and you only see it briefly. And I messaged my friend the morning after because I didn't watch it live, and I was like, "Was that him?" So if you've ever watched Better Call Saul, there's a character called Lalo Salamanca, and this guy called Tony Dalton, an incredible actor. He is absolutely brilliant. And I won't go into why he's so good in Better Call Saul, but he is fantastic. He's also been in Hawkeye, I believe he was in. He's pretty good at that as well. But whatever he's in, I find him captivating. And I saw a picture of him in that trailer, and it was brilliant. And I was like, this is it. This is the one. This is going to be great. Because if he plays a character, if he plays a villain, anywhere near as good as he does in any of the other things he's been in, we're on to some fire. I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic. And yeah, Naughty Dog, amazing storytellers. Obviously, with how big The Last of Us is, Uncharted, 4 games, 5 games technically, 6 games technically. It's just an amazing developer, and that's probably my biggest excitement thing. And the robot thing and the fighting, I don't even know. I haven't even got into what happened in the trailer, but that trailer, I don't know, it just sparked something in me. I was very, very excited by it. The sword she has almost looks like it is powered off music, so I don't know how important music's going to be. Maybe we're going to have a Hi-Fi Rush type of thing that Xbox brought out a while ago. I don't know, but it looked great. It looked really exciting. Another standout for me, I'm not going to go into everything, by the way, of the Game Awards, because goodness me, it would be here for a long, long time. Another big standout for me, obviously, Elden Ring Night Rain. It looks great. Obviously, it's Elden Ring. How do I feel about Elden Ring? It's not my favourite From Software game, if I'm honest with you, but loved it. And we're going back into that world. He said, I think Miyazaki has said it's basically the same size as Limgrave. Never trust that man. Never trust him. He said that the DLC was basically Limgrave sized, and it was like 3 times the size, maybe 5 times the size. I don't know. Don't trust him. He's a liar and a thief. A thief because he steals our money, but we give it to him, so it's fine. I'm excited. It's a roguelike, which is going to be very interesting. Expect to die a lot. But it's either 3-player or single player. You can't play it in 2-player, which is kind of weird, but I'm kind of down for it. Yeah, a roguelike set in the Elden Ring universe. It looks like it's kind of Sekiro orientated, I'm gonna say. There's definitely like classes in this that have much more repercussions, I think, to your gameplay style instead of like picking, your general kind of class at the start of the game. I think you could be like a samurai or a monk or whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. It kind of gives you a bit of a boost at the start with different weapon types or a spell here and there. But you can do what you want. This is looking like it's much more important of what you choose. And it's going to be very interesting, very, very fun. A co-op game in the Elden Ring universe. I mean, Elden Ring is co-op to a point, but seeing it built in from the ground up is going to be really, really cool. I'm very excited for that. Obviously, Witcher 4. I know Witcher is a big thing in a lot of people's lives. A lot of people got into it with Witcher 3. They're remaking the first one at some point. I know that much. Witcher 2 as well. That was a much more newer game. But Witcher 3 is where everyone got invested, right? I like The Witcher 3. I think it's a really, really good game, but it's not one I've actually finished. It's on the list of things to do, but obviously these backlogs are unfortunately massive sometimes. And yeah, it's definitely one I'm going to get to. I played a good, like, probably 50 hours, but Witcher 3 is so big that it's barely scratching the surface. I'm excited for Witcher 4. You get to play as Ciri, which is going to be very interesting. She looks like a badass in the trailer, which is cool. And seeing her as the lead is going to be different. I think a lot of people are excited for it. There's a lot of people on the internet that are looking at it and seeing a woman as a playable character and are instantly annoyed. And those people can do one, as far as I'm aware. There's a lot of this kind of narrative of things being woke these days. Ciri has literally been in The Witcher for a long time. She has been playable in the third one as well. I think she'll be a lot different to play as in this one because she's a lot more basic in how she works in The Witcher 3. But a lot of people are getting on this weird narrative of, oh, games are getting woke, you're playing as women. They did it in Tomb Raider. Get off your bike. You know what I mean? Well, get on the bike and piss off. CD Projekt Red are amazing storytellers, so I don't know why people are thinking it's going to be any different now. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. When will we see it? Goodness me, who knows? It's probably not going to be out, I reckon, for another 2-3 years, I would presume. If it's out sooner than 2028, I would be shocked. I really would be. After seeing how like a lot of these games have launched, Cyberpunk, I don't think they're going to do that again. So I don't expect to see it until it is actually ready to be released. I do not think they will do that ever again, where they release this unfinished game. And Cyberpunk is amazing now, but we do not need CD Projekt Red doing that again, right? We don't need it. So take your time and we will wait happily. Very excited for that. Next up, we have Okami 2. I've not played Okami 1. It's one of those ones that escaped me as a kid, but very exciting. The creator of Okami, who left Capcom for a while, is back with Capcom, which is exciting. It's exciting to see what they do. Very excited. I'm going to probably play Okami very soon. I think it's £4 to buy Okami HD right now on the PlayStation. It's something that's often on sale. Pick it up, let's go. I'm going to do it too. Another one that I'm really excited for, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, looks great. Really, really good. It looks like it's going to be tough. Ryu Hayabusa is back, although it doesn't look like you play as him. I'm very, very excited for that. It's actually made, I didn't realize this, but it's made by the people that made Blasphemous, which is a great game, albeit not my favourite Metroidvania game. I don't think it does. I personally don't think that game was that great. I think it was a good game, like a 7, 8 out of 10. And when I say 7 or 8 out of 10, I mean like old school 7 or 8 out of 10. I'm happy to buy that. Happy to play a 7 out of 10. It's absolutely good. But I didn't feel like it pushed the boat out, but this looks really, really good. The combat looks stellar in that gameplay trailer, and it really showed a lot of the game off and what you could do. Bosses looked interesting. Very excited, very excited. Check it out. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Oh my god, Onimusha is back. I love Onimusha. It's on my shelf somewhere over here. Onimusha was a fantastic franchise that Capcom made. It even had quite a lot of famous people in it. Jean Reno, I think, was in the third one, and they got I think they got famous Japanese actors as well in them. I think a lot of people think back to it as kind of like a precursor to the Souls games. I don't think it is. I personally, I don't think it is. It feels a lot more like Genji to me, if anyone's played Genji. It's kind of like a Devil May Cry, but not as crazy as that. It's a lot more grounded, but the demon presence is very, very good. Very excited for that. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I could tell it was that as soon as I saw the trailer and you see the red floating soul things. I can't remember what they are now. It's been years, but I'm going to play that again soon. I really am excited for it. But yeah, never thought we'd see Onimusha. I think it's been about, gosh, it's got to be about nearly 15 to 20 years since we last saw an Onimusha game. So really, really exciting. Another one, Sega this time, Virtua Fighter 6. I love a fighting game. I've never shied away from a fighting game. Tekken, I'm into. Street Fighter, give it to me, sit on my face. You know what I mean? Actually, Tekken, I'd like to sit to my face. Street Fighter, I'd watch from afar. Virtua Fighter is something that I actually really love because of my friend. We used to play this in university. I think it was Virtua Fighter 5, which they are somehow re-releasing again very soon, which is weird to me. That game has literally been made or remade or kind of put out again and again and again. This is the first time in something ridiculous, like 15 years, that we are finally getting a new Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter 6 is what we think it'll be, but it might be called something else. But I'm very excited. They showed bits of the gameplay. It looked very good. I'm very excited to see that come to our consoles and to the PC in the near future. After those though, I think there was a lot of cool things that I was really excited to see. I'm excited to see Split Fiction, Joseph Fares' game. The guy who made It Takes Two. That guy oozes charisma, by the way. He is so insane. I love him. Every time he is just a ball of energy, and I love that. He when he unveiled the game, it was just exciting. He was just like, "This game's gonna be great, guys. This game's gonna be great. I love my team. I know what we can do." And I love his confidence. And yeah, Split Fiction looks great. It's story-driven game. I'm very excited to play it, but I'm very excited to see my friends Alex and G play it more than anything, because married couple, I can't wait to see them argue, and I hope they watch this because that'll be funny. But yeah, it looks very interesting, mixing the sci-fi world with a fantasy world. Two writers going into this world where you get to go into the world that they write. It looks really interesting. Very much kind of what they did with It Takes Two in terms of the gameplay. It looked very, very fun. I'm excited to play it myself, but like I said, it looks like a great game to engage with watching on Twitch or something, but also to play if you have a friend. He's amazing because it is a co-op pass, so you only need to buy one version of the game and then you can play it with your friend, you can play it on the couch, or you can play it online, and I think we need more games like that. I really do. I do wonder if one day he might expand into more players, so maybe a 3-way game, maybe a 4-way co-op game experience. Because while I think Split Fiction will be amazing, I feel like we've seen it a fair few times now. And it would be really cool to see a bit more kind of into that. I presume in the game, because it looks like you jump between sci-fi and fantasy, I'm going to guess that at some point those worlds will merge, and I really hope they do, because if that happens, I think we could get a really amazing game. I'm thinking cyber dragons, I'm thinking like metal castles. I don't know what to expect, but I'm very excited for that. It looks really, really, really good. The Overcooked devs are making another game called Stage Fright. We saw a cool trailer about it, but I don't really think they showed much of the game, so I'm not really sure what to expect with that. But it does look very, very good. It looks like you have to kind of do a stage performance. I love acting myself. I love theatre. Don't know how that's going to pan out, but I imagine stress. That's the main thing I think will come from that. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds had probably my funniest trailer, I think, of the whole thing. Funny because they literally showed the logo and that was it. I was like, wow, that's fast for even Sonic. So well done to them. Excited though, I can't wait. I love a Sonic Racing game, always good. Mafia the Old Country, never touched the Mafia games. Ever. I've never touched them. And since I saw that trailer, I really want to jump into a Mafia game. Really, really bad. It looked bloody brilliant. So I might actually pick them up soon. The last thing I would say, which baffled me, was Shadow Labyrinth. Evil demonic Pac-Man. What the hell are they thinking? I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. That is my throwaway comments, I guess, of the Game Awards. I think we've got a lot of exciting times coming, whether you're a PC gamer, whether you're a PlayStation person, an Xbox person, a Nintendo person, whatever you are. I think we've got a lot of exciting times. I'm very excited for it all to unfold over the next year or 2 or 3 or whatever, but one thing's for certain, it was a great, great show. So thank you, Jeff Keighley. Thank you to the Muppets as well. The Muppets. And also, before I go, my peak moment of the Game Awards, however, goes to not a game, but rather a single man who is known as Flute Guy. I've never seen a man blow with such ferocity, such vigour, and such passion. It was amazing. He was so good. And I think they've caught wind of how good he was. That's not even a pun. Caught wind. Incredible performance. And yeah, that orchestra, chef's kiss. That was probably my peak moment of the whole thing. I absolutely adored it. Overall, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant show. I really hope for next year, what do I want from the Game Awards? I hope they sort out, I really hope they sort out their categories. I think there's enough remakes and remasters now to warrant its own category, and there's some stellar DLC out there. Start giving them their flowers. Do a best DLC, please. Thank you very much. And yeah, that would be wonderful. Check out my music video, which I released. Me and my friend James and my friend Ellis, we came together and we made a Christmas song. Check it out. I'll make sure it's linked somewhere. Check it out. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music. You can buy it anywhere. Please purchase it. All proceeds go to Cancer Research UK and Sarcoma UK. Amazing charities. Basically how it works is any money that those songs make from plays or when I make money from YouTube, any advertising revenue, anything like that, from that music video will be donated to those charities 50-50. I can't thank everybody enough for checking it out already. That was an amazing show from the Game Awards, I think. And yeah, there's room to improve for next year, I think. But most of all, very, very good. Very happy. And the announcements, as you could see, I was very excited. Pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I will see you again on the next one. Take care and toodaloo.